Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of 14 Rings, the NFC East podcast. And this is episode 113. And we're here with Lucas, me, Mal, and Earl. And if you didn't know, I'm doing the opening for Lucas. Lucas is a little under the weather. Say something, Lucas.
I don't want to say much.
He got that rapper voice.
It's very deep.
Rapper.
He got that bass in his voice.
All right. So before we get into our teams this week, and we went 2 out of 4 this week. Wasn't a good week for me. But anyway, I'm going to go over the wins and losses for this week. Starting with the Commanders, week 5. They played the Chargers. We all had a loss except Lucas. He was confident in his team this week.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Raise hell.
Good win. Good win for you guys. For the Cowboys, we all had them winning this week.
Yeah.
It's the Jets. Jersey Jets.
Jersey Jets.
Yeah, which is way. Giants, we all had them winning. Saints got their first win of the year.
We'll
And for the
later.
Eagles, we all had them winning except Earl, who had them losing. Earl, you are the winner again. Congratulations.
Trap game.
Yeah, that's what I said it was.
Stop playing with me. Stop playing.
Yeah. Earl, when it comes to football, Earl, he has the knowledge. He knows what he's talking about. But yeah, for the Eagles, I'll get into it when it's time to go. But anyway, first segment, Cowboys Jets. Earl, take it away.
Thank you. Alrighty. My boys got their second win of the season. We defeated the New York Jets 37-22. I have to say, I was really impressed on how my team showed up. They executed the way that I thought they should have, but I think my team has a tendency to get accidental blessings. And what I mean by accidental blessings means that you have a backup who outshines a starter, but you've done it for years now, and you just feel like, man, you don't deserve it. But some way, somehow, the accidental blessing occurs where we replace Malik Hooker with Wanye Thomas, something that I was talking about early part of the season. And then we see a change when Sanborn goes down and rookie Shamar James shows up and lead the team in tackles in this game. I actually saw my defense and team get a little bit faster, athletic, and there's learning to go to it. Now, one thing that I noticed is that the offense, I didn't realize that they were leading the league on offense. That was a surprise for me, but I'm glad with the execution that Dallas has been doing. They've been rolling when they need to, and I want to give shout out to the offense for that, Schottenheimer calling the game, but also want to give shout out to, I feel, one of the low-key underrated hires that should get a little more praise, and that's Clayton Adams as the OC. I feel like his transition from Arizona and him coming to Dallas has really made a major shift, especially on the offensive line, but also execution of how you run the football, as well as working on making sure your team is physical. And one thing that I noticed is that the offense was physical, and the defense on their end, I want to give shout out to Eberflus on that. They had a little bit of more energy that I'm used to seeing. But I'm going to get to what went wrong, and then I'll get to the things that went right. Let's see. There was times my corners felt like they were built like glass. And what I mean by that is that whenever they would throw a shoulder in there or try to make a tackle, they're out a series or two because they got banged up. And I'm just to the point now that you got 2 corners that are top-notch paid corners. I expect them to be able to do more man coverage. Eberflus, you need to make sure they do that. Stop trying to be scared of playing them in the zone, but I want them to be physical at the point of attack. If they got to set the edge near the out of bounds, so be it. I want them to knock somebody's head off, but I want them to be well conditioned into it. So that's a learning thing. I'm happy to see them like making efforts to make tackles, but I want them to be able to take care of their body too. I know they're still healing up. Another thing that went wrong, penalties. I don't know how many times I got to keep saying this, but penalties really keep a team in the game. And I'm just to the point now, why would you allow your team? There's a lot of disciplinary issues where they need work on pre-snap penalties as well as late hit penalties and things. They need to clean that up. I think it was unfair that Diggs got flagged for something where the receiver taunted him and pretty much hit him in the face with his helmet, and then Diggs retaliated, and the ref was right there. Come on, NFL. Call fair is fair. He should have got, the guy for the Jets should have got penalized too. Diggs, at that point, you keep your cool. Know from your mistake. Yep, Diggs and Nate Thomas were unsportsmanlike penalties. Not necessary. Come on, y'all. I know y'all are physical, but there's a smart way to be physical and disciplined at the same time. Y'all got to clean that up. And Jadon Blue's debut. It was not as what people thought. I don't think he gained a positive yard in this game. Where I'm gonna give him to the Panthers game. I'm gonna give him a more couple games just to kind of get acclimated. But at the same time, I feel like they may have made a mistake on getting their draft pick Jadon Blue because I'm starting to see more lack of effort where I want him to be the very best that he can be out there on the field. I don't want Javonte Williams to run himself into the ground. We need a running back duo. And I'm on the hashtag now, hashtag RB running back duo for Dallas because they need that. They need someone else to pair with Javonte Williams. If Jadon Blue's not going to do it, we need to find somebody who can. I have some names. I know I've been saying Alvin Kamara's one, but I'm going to throw a blast from the past. And I would say call Nashville about number 20. Bring Pollard back. I think he will be an interesting take to pair with Javonte Williams. With him being the hammer, he can be the dagger. And if Jadon Blue can't be that, go get somebody who can do it. You're familiar with Pollard? Try and get Pollard back. I wouldn't mind bringing him back to the star. But with that being said, I saw my team play almost a near complete game, and I was happy with the results. I'm going to tell you what went good. Allowing your young guys to play up to their high potential. Now, I would ask this question to Jerry. If you were in a situation where you had to figure out who was best to be on the field, what would Jimmy Johnson do? I think Jimmy Johnson will put his fast guys out there, his physical guys. And I got a chance to see glimpses of that where my defense recorded. Okay. They had over 30 plus pressures, 5 sacks. Shamar James had 15 tackles, led the team with that, and a high 92% rating for his debut game of taking over for Sanborn. Sanborn had a concussion. I have more updates on that in my barbershop talk. But I got a chance to see this young linebacker thrive, and I was really happy with what I saw. Defense, you really did good. I saw athleticism, but I'm going to be balanced with this. They were young and athletic, but there was some inefficient gap integrity where they were getting gashed for big runs. And it started where Sanborn would have been. And I think over time, I'll take the athletic guy any day. And then you can learn on being instinctive from that. I need rangy guys. And there's no take to Sanborn, but he just cannot run sideline to sideline. He's high instinctive. I give him that. But if I want to take a young athletic linebacker to fly around and then teach him how to build on his instincts, I'll take that any day. And I got a chance to see bits of that with Maurice as well as Shamar James. Maurice had a turnover today, punched the ball out from Breece Hall, and Dallas recovered it. Next thing you know, they went down the field and scored before halftime. That was a solid job. I like that the young guys are thriving the way that they need to, and I'm happy. I need to see more of that, especially on the defense side of the ball. I know when some of these guys come back from injury, they're going to try to fit back in. But I'm going to tell these players, do not lose your spot. Wanye Thomas, do not lose your spot. Marquise Bell, do not lose your spot. Shamar James, do not lose your spot. Now, we have Malik Hooker that got injured. Donovan Wilson got injured late in that game. I'm not sure what his situation is, but I'm going to find out later. But if these young guys can continue to play and stack on good days and good days, and they continue to stay in the starting role, we got lightning in the bottle. And for it, I call it accidental blessings because Dallas is just lucky like that. And some could say they're blessed. Sometimes they could say they're lucky. But some way, somehow, whatever they work on to bring to this team, it works out for the best. I just don't want them to revert back to their ways of that. Now, Cowboys Nation, I'm going to tell you this now. Imagine if we had these young guys start at the beginning of the season. Where do you think our team would be going into week 5 on? I think we could possibly have an undefeated record. That's just me. But I know the potential of my team. Do you? But I'm going to shift over to the offense. Dak Prescott, he threw for under 30 attempts. He was 18 for 29, 237 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dak was balling. He's playing at what I said was an MVP level. He's keeping the consistency there. But definitely get him more to help him get over the hump. It's time. I think this team can do it. You just got to get them to that point. Javonte Williams, he hit over the century mark here. He had 16 carries for 135 yards and 1 touchdown. He ripped off a 66-yarder after the fumble recovery. Solid job for Javonte Williams, but he definitely needs somebody to combating him. We need a running back duo. It's time. Other teams do it. Why can't we? Yes, Lucas.
I just want to say I gave you and the Cowboys a lot of crap this summer about signing Javonte Williams, and I am willing to eat crow on that now. Because I had him as the worst starting running back, and he has not been worse.
Because honestly, we didn't know. Like, we didn't know what we were getting. Because especially...
So just kudos to him. Proving everybody wrong.
Absolutely. Kudos to him. And I just don't want him to get ran into the ground. I think he's doing a really great job. But I need somebody to pair with him. I need him for the later part of the season. I don't want him to get ran down. And if we can get that combat duo for him, I think that's going to be the best to help the team. And especially with having Clayton Adams being able to work with the offensive line as well as the running back room, he's really making this offense be the very best that they can be. And I give credit to the coaches for that, but I'm also give credit for the Joneses for stepping out of the way and letting things roll with that. Please do that for the defense. I think this is going to be the best thing that can happen to him, as well as just being able to execute the defense, being fast and athletic. And they recorded 5 sacks in one game. I haven't seen that in a minute. And we did that without, well, you know who. It's amazing when you can generate pressure and then allow your corners to play man. That shows that, okay, you're doing your thing, hitting home. And I'm happy about that. But still, I need another edge rusher. Give the Bengals a call about Trey Hendrickson. Give the Raiders a call about Max Crosby. Somebody. Bring somebody in. Bump those picks. I'll get to that later on the barbershop talk. But offensive side was clicking. And actually my player of the game for this is going to be a receiver that I didn't expect to finally make an impact. And he finally did. It was the debut of Ryan Flournoy. He had 6 receptions for 114 yards. He averaged around 19 yards a catch. He was the big impact guy. Pickens, he had 2 receptions for 57 yards, 1 touchdown. I think the matchup between him and Sauce Gardner, he showed what Sauce Gardner truly is. He's nothing but applesauce. Because honestly, you can match up with him for so long, but if you can't stay on him, Pickens got him. Got him for the touchdown. Overall, player of the game is Ryan Flournoy. I digress. What y'all think?
Just quick question for you. Do you think Ryan Flournoy should be wide receiver 3 and just have Cavante Turpin focus exclusively on special teams?
I can see him being a wide receiver 3, but I believe Turpin, in all honesty, I can see him wide receiver 3 as well. I think these guys are out playing Tolbert, and I'm not sure who's still protecting Tolbert, especially with saying, "Oh yeah, he's gonna take that step." When is that step?
Tolbert only had one target for 0 receptions this game.
No, I'm saying like how
hmm
like this was his chance to do that. CeeDee Lamb is out.
hmm
But I already knew that Ryan Flournoy was gonna be a baller. Like Jalen Brooks was creeping that too. I just think right now he is being protected by somebody in this organization where if he's not progressing, then you need to get him out of there. Mingo's on his way back. So if he starts to ball out, you got a very interesting situation where Jalen Tolbert could make his way off this team somewhere in the trade package or something because other guys are stepping up where they need to. And with that getting the connection with Pickens, and then when Turpin gets back and when CeeDee Lamb gets back, if this offense continues to thrive and be humming, then yeah, like Tolbert, you're the odd man out. And you should have been at the start of the season. But I digress with that.
So, and anybody can answer this. Justin Fields in this game. I have been a fan of Justin Fields. 32 of 46, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 sacks, as Earl mentioned. But overall, decent game. 7 rushes for 26 yards. Is it his fault, or are the Jets? Is he a lost cause, or are the Jets just that awful?
I can answer this.
Yeah.
The situation I have with Fields is that he can play quarterback, but he's got to learn that there's a timer on his head. Because I saw the times where Dallas got home. At some point in my head, I was like, yo, you're going to let him sack you? It's like, you got to get rid of the ball. He holds the ball on for too long. And when he holds the ball for too long, that generates sacks and things. If he's able to know that he's got pressure, he's need to get out of the situation of that. And I'm just saying as a whole for him is that he can run. But if there's nothing there, you want to try to be a pocket passer. How can you do that if your line is not protecting you? And if they're getting blown off the ball, then if you got a gap, take it. That's what I would say for a running QB. That's a thing. But for him, he just has a tendency to hold the ball too long.
So lack of pocket awareness. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else?
This was a get right game for the Cowboys.
Couldn't have been happier, but we need to take care of the Panthers next week because there's a running back over there that's talking smack after his 203-yard game against the Dolphins.
Hubbard?
Chuba.
Rico.
Oh, Rico.
Rico. Oh,
Okay.
period.
That's right.
Yeah,
Hubbard didn't play. That's
Rico.
Yeah,
Have a
he,
fantasy
he
team.
was talking smack after the game. He's like telling Dallas to buckle up. All right, bet.
right. Woo.
Period.
Those are fighting words, billboard material.
We'll save that for the next barbershop talk, but I think it is Mal up next.
For them Giants.
Yeah,
Oof.
man. All right. So 3 words, guys. Self-inflicted wounds. Holy self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
Let me start by saying that. So Giants lose to the Saints 26 to 14. Now, this was a game that was just entirely frustrating for the fact of 5 drives, 5 back-to-back turnovers. I haven't seen anything like that in a really long time. Total implosion on the offensive side of the ball completely allowed the Saints to win that game. Saints offense didn't really have to do much in the second half because their defense did it for them, quite honestly.
Yeah.
We were just throwing the ball on the floor, quite literally. Slayton had a fumble. Jackson Dart had a fumble. 2 interceptions. Cam Scadaboo had a fumble return for a touchdown. Game was 26-19. If they could have just protected the ball and literally went in for a touchdown, they would have won that game 21-19. So I don't know what happened. I know that a lot of it is on coaching, but let me get into it a little bit. So Jackson Dart completed 26 of 40 passes for 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, and rushed for 55 yards, also had 2 interceptions. I'm going to say this, guys. I'm going to give him the grace that he deserves. He's a rookie quarterback. He was trying to make plays happen when things were bad, and he forced a few things, but he's going to learn from it. The fumble, too, was ugly, but that's something I'm not even going to get on him for. He'll learn over time how, to protect the ball and things like that. And he beat himself up over it. I don't blame him. So did Cam Scadaboo. The both of them held themselves accountable. All I can really ask for, they're young. That was his second start. It is what it is. Yes, you already have a question.
Well, no, I just wanted to state that Cam asked for new gloves as soon as the fumble happened.
Yeah, and then stupid Pat Leonard, my beat reporter, they're useless and good for nothing, asking Dable questions about the gloves when they're in the middle of talking about, like, the scheme and all that stuff, and he's like, what about the gloves? Shut up. No one cares about the gloves. Whatever. Like, obviously, it wasn't the gloves. He just dropped the ball. Happens. Whatever. He's a rookie. He held himself accountable for it. I'm here for it. The biggest problem that I'm noticing with this offense and Neighbors being out is these wide receivers were given a very good opportunity to step up and make plays, and they're dropping passes. They're not getting open. They're not giving Jackson Dart any support in any way, shape, or form. That's causing him to force things. It's frustrating. And it's a lot on Kafka too, because Kafka's not scheming these guys open. There's multiple tape that I've watched from this previous game where Jackson Dart has all day to throw, but these guys are just not getting open. That leads me into the offensive line has looked exponentially better with Andrew Thomas back. Andrew Thomas has been fantastic. I have no idea why they took his captain patch off of his chest. I guess because he was out for a while, but he deserves it back. He didn't allow any pressures this game, which is big because the offensive line has been a problem. However, offensive line can't be blamed for the self-inflicted wounds that happened. Dable needs to do a better job, which he won't, but on the coach of when that first fumble happens, not allowing those guys to get into their heads, they completely got into their own head this game. 5 turnovers in a row is just crazy. It's just absolutely insane. Can't happen. Unacceptable. You cannot win football games like that. Like I said, getting into the stats-wise, the Giants had 3 more yards than the Saints total. They didn't win the passing yard game, but they won the rushing game. We had 136 yards. They had 88. There was just no reason for the game to go the way that it did. Eventually after the third one, I just kind of stopped watching because at that point, who cares? We were still in the game after that, which is kind of wild, but they didn't want to get it together. Like I said, that's all on coaching. The wide receivers are not doing anything in regards to help Dart. I don't know what we're going to do. Short week going into Philly, so moves aren't going to be made. Defense overall didn't play too bad. However, I was a little disappointed in the pass rush. We didn't record a single sack on Spencer Rattler. Which that needs to improve. Brian Burns did have a few pressures, so did Abdul Carter. We just couldn't finish the job there. Special teams was fine. With Graham Gano being gone, McAdamy has stepped up and has made his field goals and his extra points, so kicker situation looks to be okay right now. Main issue we have at hand is the offense is not producing because, I mean, like I said, it's a scheme thing, guys. That has to be addressed, and there was a comment from one of the beat reporters today that the wide receivers are not understanding the offense because Dable and Kafka make it very complex. So why would you do that? If your guys are not understanding your scheme and your game plan, why would you think that you should be continuing to do that? So I'm just lost on the whole coaching thing. I know that Dable's trying to do what he can to save his job, but it's clearly not working. So in the end, because I already know Lucas is going to ask the question, if things go very, very poorly, and listen, Mr. Mara has a lot going on, fighting cancer and everything, so I don't know who exactly is taking care of that. I'm assuming it's Steve Tisch right now, but he don't care, so that's interesting. More to come. But if there is a poor showing in Philly this week, even loss is probably going to happen, so that's not even a problem, but a lack of effort, a lack of discipline, Brian Dable will be on the hot seat by this weekend.
I'm just going to say I think he's already on the hot seat, and if it was me, I would have fired him already.
So
he's an offensive
I'm going to
coach.
say,
He's
I'm going to say this.
coach.
Let me continue real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this. You think he's on the hot seat. This is John Mara we're talking about. John Mara gave Gettleman an obscene amount of time. this is where the issue lies. I don't think it's as cut and dry as you think it is. I think that the way that the front office operates and how I know them to operate is they're going to keep Dable for at least a few more weeks. I think something as bad as a Philly butt whooping may be the way to push it. But as of right now, that whole team brass is sitting there like, it's part of the plan. Mistakes happen. Rookies this. It's the way that they are. It's the way that they are. I'm not going to sit here and get upset over it because I just know the reality of the situation. If he was so hot on the hot seat, he would have been gone already. I don't know what they're waiting for, but here we are.
I mean, he's an offensive coach not doing well offensively, and you lost to Spencer Rattler. Draft Spencer Rattler.
So here's my thing, though, and this is what annoys me about that. Spencer Rattler literally had one touchdown.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He literally, and I don't like the statement of you lost to Spencer Rattler. No, we didn't. We lost to their defense. That is who we lost to. That defense made plays. That defense made turnovers. They were the ones who won the Saints the game. Mm-hmm. Not Spencer Rattler.
They lost by the big plays.
Yeah.
That scatterable turnover, that fumble
really turned the momentum of the game. Because like I said, if that scatterable turnover didn't happen and they didn't return it for a touchdown, it was still 19-14. They had every ability to get the ball back. They were going in. They were in the red zone. It would have been 21-19 right there. Yep. And who knows how the game would have played out. However, it went the other way.
I have a question for you, Mal. With the receivers, now, I know people are anticipating that Wandale will probably be the next one, but you also have Slayton. Have you heard of anything of Hyatt?
Hyatt was on the field multiple times. However, when Jackson Dart was trying to scramble, Hyatt's standing there not blocking anybody, not making an effort. He ain't any good.
He might be done after this season.
Yeah,
but
he's kind of cooked. And I mean, like I said, this was the opportunity, but they didn't step up.
If you knew Dart was going to be your starting guy, why didn't you implement anything from his Ole Miss tape?
I don't think he was supposed to be. I think they were hoping that Russell Wilson was going to make it longer. I don't think they planned to start Dart this early. Week 3 or whatever it was literally Dable like, we're not getting anywhere. I have to.
Well, no, he didn't have to. He had Jameis Winston on the bench. And Jameis Winston,
I think that was going to save his career.
No, but it would have been the right choice to make. It would have been the right choice in terms of developing.
Jameis Winston isn't any good either, though, and we weren't winning any games.
He's better than Russell Wilson.
Is he, though?
Yes, I believe so.
I don't know if I agree with that.
How? Because if you're looking at it, hey, I mean...
He doesn't give up on plays. He actually juvenizes his teammates. I think he has more of a diverse passing profile.
Playing, like, you can hype up your guys as much as you can, but if you're out there playing and you delivering turnovers, how's that going to help your team?
Yeah, no. Look, him and Russell are both turnover machines. That's the place that they're the same. The difference is that Jameis Winston has a more diverse passing profile. Russell can only basically get you out on the flats, outside the numbers. That's basically it. Either short or deep balls. That's it. Jameis has more of a diverse passing portfolio. That's the difference.
I honestly think the offense can thrive. You just gotta get the ball into your guys' hands, and even if they're like short, immediate routes, if you're gonna try to do the RPO with Dart, just get the ball out of his hands quicker. Like if you really want to run and get Scatterboo to run, have them cheat up. If you cheat up, you have speed all over the field. You're telling me you can't get them the ball?
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. Like, I would love to have Hyatt on my team or Wandale. No doubt in my mind, I know Dak would get the ball to him. You gotta get the ball in their hands some way, somehow. If you know you got speed on the field, you should be utilizing that speed on the field. It makes no sense that you can get stagnant at the same time and then have confusion of that. If your Slayton is not your number, it is taking over, then get somebody in there who can. If Wandale takes it, give it to him. If Hyatt does it, give him a shot. But whatever you do, you got speed. You drafted receivers with speed. Now, you can have it, but you telling me you can't whip up anything to orchestrate it? Dart can throw the ball. So I'm just saying, like, RPO it. You can do the pass option. You can destroy a team with that. It's the simplest stuff. Look what Washington's doing. It's not hard. That's all I'm saying. Like, honestly, you guys should have won this game, but the turnovers got you and the big plays got you.
Yep.
So,
Well, on that note, I know
but now
Maurice.
who's your player of the game?
Oh,
I don't really have one, to be honest with you, because everyone in some way contributed to the loss. I mean, I guess I'll give it to
Bobby?
Theo Johnson with his two
Huh.
Thank you.
touchdowns.
I was happy you brought up Theo.
Yeah.
Some respect
I
on
forgot
his
to
name.
mention that
Lucas-
because that was one good thing. Theo Johnson really stepped up this game. Him and Dart are having some good chemistry. So that's one light that is kind of in a little bit of a darkness. 2 touchdowns for Theo. He's becoming a pretty solid blocker. I have nothing but good things to say about him. So he's player of the game
Sure,
for
you're
me.
right. Alrighty.
well, on that note, I know Maurice has some preaching to do to us, so I'm going to shut up now and let Maurice do some.
Pre-Philly cooking.
Well, we got Reverend Maurice up in this tip.
All right, I'm gonna start by saying
Gotta get a call.
Eagles lose. We finally lose a game where Jalen Hurts starts and finishes the game. We lost to the Broncos 21-17. If you heard my Philly cooking with Maurice last week, I said that this was a trap game. Going down to Tampa Bay and winning that football game is going to take a lot out of them. It was hot. It was a place they never win. They really had to hold on at the end of that game to win that game. And coming back to Philly and playing the Broncos, I'll give them credit. They came to play. They're a really good team. A little underrated, if you ask me. They're going to be contending for the AFC West Championship for real. Their defense is no joke. Nick Bonito, he had 2.5 sacks. He was all over the place. Overall, their defense had 6 sacks overall. Let me get into the offense. And before I rattle off any stats, because there is a lot of stats, Jalen Hurts passed for 280. Now, if you looked at the stats, you would say, okay, Jalen Hurts had a good game. It's the most passing yards he had all season. Well, to the contrary, Jalen Hurts did not have a good game. Now, that had a lot to do with the defense of Denver, but the question is coming into this game was, what is the team's identity, and will they give A.J. Brown the ball? I'm going to say this. We lost this game because one player ego got in the way of the team. One player stood on Twitter and subliminally said, give me the football. And that's what this offensive coordinator, Kevin Twill, did. That was their entire game plan. Pass the ball, give the ball to A.J. Brown. Now, to that effect, Devontae Smith actually had the better game receiving-wise. He went over 116 yards. Let me give you the real numbers. Because as an Eagles fan, I didn't like this. 114, excuse me. Devontae Smith had 114. A.J. Brown had 5 catches for 43 yards. You can't go against your identity. No matter if it's one player asking and moaning and crying for the football or not. The Eagles went against their identity in this game. The Philadelphia Eagles are a running football team. Saquon Barkley had 1 carry in the second half of this football game. Why is that? Because they wanted to pass the ball. Mind you, they had a 17-3 lead on the Denver Broncos. So obviously that would tell you, even if you have a little bit of a football brain, let's run the football, run the clock out. No need to pass all the time. Why do we need to pass? Let the clock run. But the Eagles passed. They passed all game. Jalen Hurts had 38 attempts. Why? Because we fell to the pressure of social media, whereas though people would clown Jalen Hurts because he passed for 120 yards, but they were winning every football game. So we need to go out there and show everybody that Jalen Hurts can pass, and he can pass for over almost 300 yards and get his receivers involved, but we go against the identity of our offense and we lose a football game. I solely pin this loss on A.J. Brown. I truly do. Because if he didn't make that tweet last week, the offense wouldn't have changed. Now, speaking of the offense, Kevin Patullo has done a terrible job so far as offensive coordinator. It's giving me a lot of Brian Johnson vibes. And I mentioned him after week 2. Too many consistencies going on. 1 week, Jalen Hurts passes the ball, has 1 completion in the second half. This game, Saquon Barkley rushes the ball for 1 carry in the second half. Altogether, he had 6 carries in the whole game. Saquon Barkley was the number 1 rated football player from last year. He had a 2,000-yard rushing season last year. Is the offensive line as good as it was last year? No. I will get to that in our matchup with the Giants. But, with that said, I would like to see this team go back to what they do best. Run the football. Even if they have to put an extra blocker on the offensive line to help Fred Johnson, put him out there. Put Latu out there, fullback. Put somebody out there that's going to help block. I have nothing but good things to say about Tyler Steen, but the difference between Tyler Steen on right guard now and Mekhi Becton last season was Mekhi Becton was a road grader. He was a run blocker. Tyler Steen is a pass blocker, and we're seeing the difference between the two of them right now. Not saying anything bad about Tyler Steen. He's still a good right guard. But we noticed this season Saquon can't break runs. The Eagles have the most negative plays in the NFL this season.
Why do you think that is, Maurice? Do you think that's an offensive line thing? Why he can't break runs?
Yes, absolutely. And on top of that, before Earl goes, Cam Jurgens isn't healthy. He had back surgery. Landon Dickerson has had some numerous injuries with his knees and ankles to start the season. Lane Johnson had a stinger and a neck issue last week. There's a lot of things that's going into it right now. A lot of it is health. A lot of it is scheme. A lot of it is just inconsistencies with the blocking on the offense. And they got to get it fixed. Go ahead, Earl.
I was just going to say that, yeah, they know that Saquon had that 2,000-yard season last year. They could be prepping for that. But also, I think the biggest thing is, even if Kellen Moore was here, if they tried something like that, it would have been under the same result. Because I know under Sirianni, no matter what it would have done, I think he would have had them run the football. But at the same time, you basically, over a tweet for that just shows the morale of your team. If they can't overcome that, then AJ Brown's a headache. If you say it is, and if they try to trade him, then that's the case. But even if you trade him, who's going to be the next guy to step up? But also at that time, you lose a premier receiver. And then for that, all he's trying to do is say, hey, man, I'm added to this team too. And that's not a problem. But if they're really not targeting him over that for some reason, then why would you trade for him anyway for it?
Well, to answer your question, they won a Super Bowl last year, so they did the right thing.
Off the run game.
So can I say something real quick, though, Maurice, before you go? And I know, I'm sorry, I'll let you continue. I think the one thing with A.J. Brown is, and who's going to step up? Earl, Devonta Smith, I think, could be a very suitable wide receiver.
No, I know what he can do. I'm just saying.
No, I know you do. Trust me. If there's anyone I would never challenge is you. I'm just saying in what my thoughts are. I just don't think Patullo. It's not that he doesn't trust that Saquon can carry the offense. It just seems as though he doesn't necessarily want him to. In a way, he's not utilizing him correctly. Because even the Giants had a really.
Go ahead, Luca.
Because I was just going to say, the Giants had a really poor offensive line, and he was still able to kind of break free and make those big plays. It just doesn't seem like Patullo's giving him the opportunity to do so. Like, Saquon just had the longest reception for a running back?
Yes.
In Eagles history? So, like, he knows what he can do. He's not letting him loose. I'm just confused. Like, watching Eagles games, I just don't see him having that impact that I know he can have, that he did have last year.
So I do want to note that I saw a tweet saying that Saquon had limited practice today.
Yeah, because of his knee, but all indicators say he will play.
The question, has that knee been bothering him this season? Because we talked about his limited production.
Well, He had it
Was
play
he on
in
the
the
injury
first
report
half.
at any point during training camp?
No. In the game was the Broncos in the first half. He kind of got up slow, missed a couple plays, but he was fully healthy though. I mean, in the second half, he could have ran if they would have given him the ball. If they would have given him the ball. But
I just question. Look, Saquon's what, 29 now?
28.
28. That's usually, and I hate to say this, the start of the end for most running backs.
Nah, I
Nah, but
disagree.
he takes
I
care of
disagree
himself.
with that
Yeah, I
too.
disagree.
He takes
He's
care
got
of
a lot
himself.
left for the tank.
Yeah.
Even on that reception that he had for a touchdown, he looked like Saquon.
I also don't think you come off a 2,000-yard season and just become washed.
just-
like, I don't
yeah,
think
it
that's
just
how that
doesn't-
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Alexander, but okay.
I mean, Saquon.
I think he was older.
That, you got to look at the consistency base. Like, I mean, that's 2,000 yards he had last season, but that's because he had a line that was moving people off screen. Now,
Yeah.
Well, Mal
maybe
just mentioned it that her line was trash and he was still able to get over 1,000 yards each season.
he can do it. It's just
It's not a
No,
Saquon
and that was my
problem.
point. That was my point. Like, I don't think he's being used in Patullo's offense correctly. I don't think he's giving him
yes.
enough.
Yes, I agree with that.
I was just making that point.
Yeah, I agree with
Should
that.
Nick Sirianni take over the play calling?
No.
he did with Kelman.
No.
Honestly, okay, I'm going on mute. I'm gonna let you finish, Maurice.
Yeah,
No.
go ahead.
No.
I had two
And
things, but I'll say it. later.
Speaking of Nick Sirianni, as a leader and a motivator and a head coach of a football team, a championship football team, for you to allow a player to basically dictate what they do, what their game plan is on one side of the football to suit his ego and cater to them and make them happy, Nick Sirianni is very spineless for that. I don't like that. And Kevin Patullo seems like he has no clue what he's doing. He has no clue how to call a game. He has no clue how to call a game when they're winning, when they're leading, because obviously if you have a 14-point lead, you're not passing the ball every down, going 3 and out the whole second half of the game. These are things that have to be corrected. Now, Howie Roseman, I got to put some blame on him because you allow your coach to pick his offensive coordinator. And this is the second time this has happened. The first time was Brian Johnson. They basically lost a season of a really good football team because their offense couldn't operate properly. And this is looking like the same thing. There's too many anomalies on this offense. First of all, the offense hasn't played 4 quarters yet this season. They played one good half against Tampa Bay, and they survived the game at the end. This time, they played one good half against the Broncos, and then everything fell apart. One player can't control. I get it. There's a lot of talented players on this Eagles offense. Saquon, Devontae Smith, AJ, Dallas Goedert. All of them have to eat at some point. But you shouldn't completely throw away your game plan so we can get the ball to AJ and go against our identity. I don't want to repeat myself too much. But real quick, defense, Zach Bond had a good game. Jahad Campbell is still shining as a rookie. Zadarius Smith came off the streak week 1 and had another sack. Kudos to him. I do want to mention this. This was not a good Quinyon Mitchell game. Because Sutton had him in that second half. He was catching the ball over the field everywhere over Quinyon Mitchell. So I mean, rarely does that happen with Quinyon Mitchell getting beat this much in a game. But this was a bad game for him. I just wanted to mention that. The defense overall in the second half didn't hold up. I kind of don't blame them, simply because it was hot. It was like 80 degrees, and they were on the field most of the second half because the offense kept passing the ball. They didn't run. So overall, not a good game. They have a lot of stuff they have to fix before Thursday night game at New York, at MetLife. This could be our get-right game. Sorry, Bal. But this could be our get-right game.
Hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
this is gotta be our get right game because we're gonna be playing a lot of good teams coming up. So overall, um, I didn't expect this team to go undefeated. Actually, Lucas, I think I had him going 3-2 after week 5, something like that. So we're still in the driver's seat. But this was a bad loss. Every team has bad losses, so I'm not too upset about the loss. I'm just upset how they lost this game. You can't go against our identity, so I don't want to ramble on, but I'll digress. Anybody got any questions? Go ahead, Earl.
It's not a question, but well, actually, maybe it is a question. You saw what they did in the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how amazing the passing was. You don't think they were trying to replicate something like that for this?
They could easily replicate that. Obviously, two different coordinators.
True.
But it goes into the game plan. And you know what? One thing I noticed is teams don't fear the Eagles like they did last year.
Nope.
Teams don't fear the Eagles. They think they can come here or beat them at their place. And another thing I noticed is basically both of our lines are not standing tall. They're not holding their space. Both offensive lines are getting pushed off the ball. Our offensive line and our defensive line. Jalen Carter has not had a good season so far. Jordan Davis has had a good season, but the last couple games he's fallen off. Like I mentioned, Quinion Mitchell had a bad game. So Zach Barnes is consistent. But overall, teams don't fear us. We gotta put some fear back in them. Let them know that we're the Super Bowl champions and we can go anywhere and beat any team on any given Sunday.
Facts. And then my last statement, and then I'm done. Y'all could have technically won this game if A.J. Brown didn't try to catch the ball when Devontae Smith had a jump on everybody else. He took that touchdown away from him.
That's a part of the ego, man. Wants to be the star. I mean, I'm not here to bash
it.
Yeah,
Smith had it, and then A.J. Brown was like, "No, I got it." And
I'm not here to bash any players, man. I just want somebody named A.J. Brown to put his ego aside, play team football, play Eagles football. Can't be worrying about your stats. Jalen Hurts is the prime example of that. He doesn't care about stats. All he cares about is winning. And if you got Jalen Hurts passing for 300 yards, it's not
Easy.
It's not good. Not good. Not good. You gotta feed Saquon.
So basically, A.J. Brown was selfish.
Yes.
Case closed.
All right, guys, I'm going to take over now. I'm going to keep my points sweet and to the point because I need to save my voice for my day job.
All right,
that being said, let me get to this.
You sound like
Commanders
Shaq.
won 27-10 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, I know.
I feel like I'm watching one of those Bible podcasts where they're like,
What?
anyway, let's pray.
No, do not put me in the same category. Please don't.
No, it's just the tone. It's just the tone.
Okay. Anyway,
Go ahead.
Now I feel like I got to be more upbeat, but I can't. So let me get into the good here. The good here is that the team finally trusted its youth a little bit. Jaden Daniels came back after a 2-game absence. It was a little rocky in the first quarter, but got settled in and ended the game with 15 of 26 passing attempts and 31 yards, 1 touchdown, only 1 sack, a QBR of 71.8. He also rushed 8 times for 39 yards. Pretty solid game for him. Not like a world beater game, but, he came back, did what he had to do. Ja'Cory Crosby-Mayer, a.k.a. Bill, had 14 carries for 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have a fumble, and he beat himself up over it. But overall, where you stop trying to laugh. I know you're trying not to laugh, but you
sound like NPR.
Oh, my gosh, guys.
No, it's iconic. I'm honestly living for it.
Yeah, this is good. Keep
Oh,
going,
my
man.
gosh.
Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
All right. What was I at? Yeah, so Ja'Cory did what he had to do. He had a breakout game. He needed it. Wide receivers, Deebo Samuel came to play. 8 receptions, 96 yards, 1 touchdown at the end of the game. Luke McCaffrey probably has the catch of the year for the team so far. 50-yard bomb. Covered. Got the reception. Overall, Daniels did a good job hitting guys. He targeted 10 players and hit 8 of them on receptions. We also caused a fumble let me get the defense. The defense stepped up. Marshawn Lattimore recovered a fumble that was caused by Quan Martin. Quan Martin, young guy, drafted, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. Stepped up big, caused a fumble. And then also Jerzon Newton tipped the ball that would eventually cause the interception taken by Mikey Samerskill at the goal line. Absolutely needed. Matt Gay, for the second straight time, did what he needed to do, hit all of his field goals. Trust Way got his punt blocked and it got returned for a touchdown, only for them to call it back because he got hit. He did what he needed to do. The bad here, there's not too much bad here. We had a slow start, and that was mostly Jaden just trying to get his footing. The defense, once seeing Jaden got into his footing, was able to hold out the Chargers. Also, shout out to the defense. 5 sacks on the day, by the way. 5 sacks. Fantastic game for the defense. 6 tackles for loss and 9 QB hits. Defense did what it needed to do against Justin Herbert. But the bad, like I said, didn't need a little bit of time to get used to the knee brace, get used to getting his feet back under him. JCM with the fumble, of course. But, the defense giving up 10 points in the first quarter. But outside of that, not too much to complain about. The one thing that I am slightly concerned about, this is the second time I've seen it, that outside of Debo and I forget who the other receiver was the week before, but this week, Debo is the only receiver that was targeted more than 2 times in this game. Jaden's focusing on Debo, which, rightfully so, but Luke McCaffrey only had 2 targets. JCM had 2 targets. Jalen Lane had 2 targets. Jeremy McNichols had 2 targets. John Bates and Zach Ertz only had 1 target each. Tay Martin and Chris Moore only had 1 target each.
That's strange.
We need to do a little bit better.
That's strange because Zach Ertz is like one of his favorite targets.
Yeah, well, Zach Ertz, I don't think he's the same Zach Ertz that we saw last season, and and part of it is just getting used to Luke. Shout out to Luke, by the way, that catch of the game for sure, my favorite play of the game. JCM had a lot of good stuff, and he's the player of the game, to be clear. But Luke McCaffrey, catch of the year for the Commanders so far. Any thoughts or thoughts on this, guys? Like I said, I don't have too much to add right now, besides the fact that I sound like NPR. Yeah. Anyway, Earl.
Right, I'm gonna go. I think your team thrives off turnovers, and I've seen that before, especially with Quinn on my squad. When you get forced a turnover, that generates a team. And honestly, if you don't force the turnovers, it's kind of, buckle up. But in this game, y'all got a key strip fumble because they were on the verge of going 17-0.
Oh, yeah, they were.
And completely flipped the momentum. And, Krosky Merritt, a.k.a. Bill, Bill, not a science guy.
Bill.
Yep. So,
I can't do it.
I feel like that is, y'all are getting a really good blessing with him at running back, and making that trade for Robinson to the Niners doesn't seem like it was too bad of a deal because you got a chance to see what Bill can do. And that's really helping your team. And definitely pairing them up with some of the other guys you got at running back is really key as well. I think y'all did a great job there, but y'all really generate momentum off turnovers. So, y'all got the win when y'all need to.
Yeah, this was, and just Chargers are in trouble. They lost 2 games straight against the Giants and now us. But they were 3-0 before 2 weeks ago.
Big injuries on that line.
We took advantage of that. We definitely took advantage of that. But that's what you got to do, right? Play who's in front of you. Any other thoughts?
No.
Nah. Okay, Maurice, you done laughing at my voice now?
Yeah, it's It's soothing actually.
Yeah.
But
It's
good.
Maybe I
Basking
should
in
start
the
reading
ambience.
audiobooks whenever I have a scratchy
GGs.
throat.
Yeah, it was a good window for you guys. The Chargers are above average team. They're really good.
Yeah.
They just gotta get Hampton going a little bit more. I like Hampton.
He got hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got hurt. But let's get to NFL top story. And it was going to be the Chiefs and Jags game, but there was bigger news with the Joe Flacco trade.
Are you sure?
I don't know. What do you guys think? What's
The
bigger?
Joe Flacco trade doesn't really move me. He's doing an AFC North tour. He just needs to go to the Steelers to complete it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know what that does for them.
Yeah.
The Bengals season is done.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, they're
They're
done.
cooked.
Are the Chiefs' season done though?
No. I mean, that was wild. That was a big upset from the Jags.
I give that to Lawrence. Like, I really haven't
Yeah.
seen him get one of those,
I
like,
haven't
solid
seen
wins.
one of those. I don't think I've ever seen the QB fall twice and still run up and get a touchdown.
Yeah,
He said that he had sheer panic when he fell.
But
Hey,
he
when he
did.
got up, awareness, broke a tackle, got in the end zone to secure the win.
He had
Like,
some nice passes, too.
I give Jar Jar Binks his due. Like, he did his
Jar
thing.
Jar
Oh.
Binks.
Oh
That's
man,
foul, Earl. You're wrong
Absolutely.
for that.
no, he's Mr. Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Ronnie
He
Back.
had some nice
That's what-
passes.
shout out to Ronnie
One to
Back.
Travis Hunter, one to
Sunshine.
Brian
Sunshine.
Thomas. He looked good.
No, it was a
Yeah.
good game for Travis Hunter too. Shout out to him. I think he
looked
played
a
like
Ninja Turtle. Yeah,
30
absolutely.
plus plays on offense, 25 on defense.
Yeah, which is crazy. And everyone was like, that's not going to be sustainable. He's doing it against the best. So,
Now
sustainable
let
when
me
you're
ask
young.
you: do you still wish that are you still okay with getting, oh gosh, I can't remember his name.
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter versus Travis Hunter.
yeah, what was I going to do about it?
I
He got
mean,
picked at number 2.
fair enough.
That's like asking me, am I okay with not picking Jaden Daniels? Couldn't take him. We were at number
That's-
2.
That's fair.
Ain't nobody were going to trade with us, so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But
I mean, I still stand by
the
Abdul
Chiefs-
Carter. He's a good player.
I think the Chiefs are going to be okay, even though they're 2-3 right now. They got the pedigree. They got to get Rasheed Rice back. Once he comes back, they got a nice
I think
3-man
the offense
receiving
will be a
core.
lot better.
Yeah.
Because they
Now, I
got the
think-
speed. They just need that big body.
Worthy,
receiver.
Thornton, and Rice. Now I do think that Travis Hunter is done. I think he's done.
Travis
I
Kelce.
think this
I was
Travis
just going to
Kelce
ask
season.
that. Can we establish that Kelsey's washed? I think he's kind of washed.
And
supposed
that's what
to.
happens when you're don't know about you. You feeling 22. Like ever since he started this thing, you know
This
they ain't
thing.
show no camera with you know who. They not winning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Jaguars, I think the team is really playing like they should be playing. And I'm happy to see Travis Etienne doing his thing as well. Because they
I
were
also-
saying,
Oh, sorry,
Well,
Earl.
he-
I totally cut you off. I apologize.
oh
Continue.
no, you're fine, you're fine. I was just gonna say that Etienne, he's really playing really good football and becoming an RB1. So I think there was a reason why Bigsby got traded.
I also think this is the most undisciplined team of the Andy Reid era for the Chiefs that I've seen. They've been getting penalized bad every game.
They got
So-
some youth on the back end, especially
Yeah.
on the
Discipline
defense.
issues, yeah. Chris Jones not making an effort to tackle Trevor Lawrence in that last touchdown there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They realized that the Foot Locker crew is not helping them, where they gotta have to go out there and earn it and stuff. But
That's fair.
yeah, they gotta figure it out. I think both teams will like kind of Jaguars. We'll see if they're really for real when they go up against someone else, and then see if the Chiefs can bounce back and kind of figure out their identity. But right
They're playing
now,
the Lions this week, so that's a big, tough one. So we'll see what
It's a
happens.
Sunday night game too.
Yeah, more
Yeah,
to
I'm
come.
gonna tune into that one. So.
Yeah.
So, question with the Joe Flacco trade, I want to go back to that. Not for most of the Bengals, but for the Browns. How soon are we going to see Shador? Or does Dylan Gabriel look like he has the job?
I mean, Dylan Gabriel looks like he has the job right now.
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
He looked okay.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
you can't really hate on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
What they needed to do, they needed to trade Flacco to the Ravens. Because if they thought Cooper Rush was going to do anything with them, they were sadly mistaken.
I think the
See-
Ravens have accepted they're going to go into the bye week 1-5, and I think that's kind of where they're at right now.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, here's my problem with the Ravens.
Yeah.
Why would you sign Cooper Rush? He cannot mimic what Lamar Jackson does on offense. You need to get a
No one
dual threat
really
quarterback.
can.
But you get a cool dual threat quarterback, so you don't have to change the playbook that much.
I think
Cooper Rush
they could've
cannot
done-
run.
What?
I think they could have done
Literally,
something
though,
with Trey Lance, though.
what
Trey
backup,
Lance, yeah,
though?
that's who I was thinking.
I mean, I don't know. The Trey Lance experiment seems like it's
But
kind
honestly,
of
your
over.
bigger problem is the defense, not the offense.
Yeah, the defense is
They
trash
just traded Oweh to the Chargers.
for another safety.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they just signed Gardner Johnson to the practice squad.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
do that.
All right, well, let's get to who's that football player.
Already. Feel like I'm losing my voice a bit. Lord have mercy.
Yours is not nearly as bad. I don't want to hear it from you.
But I can fight through it, and I know you can too.
I'm here. That's me fighting through it.
Period.
No, right now, you being a major rock star. All right.
That's right, y'all.
Yeah.
Now I want you guys to listen to this track put down by my man JT. Go ahead,
Yeah,
JT.
you know what it is. That's what we do, baby. Yeah, yeah. All right, it's time for Who's That Football Player? DC for life. This player back in the 2014 NFL season, this player had 5 interceptions for 72 yards and 1 touchdown. The interception was 35 yards for a touchdown. He had 8 pass deflections, 1 sack, 5 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits, 68 total tackles, 48 were solo. He has no career awards. Al and Maurice, who's that football player?
To be fair, I didn't know who this was either.
Don't give me any hints.
It's a linebacker. I know that.
It definitely is.
It's a linebacker. It's an obscure name. What you got now?
I'm just
I'll
going to
say
go
this,
out on a
people
whim
on
here.
TikTok tried and they did not get it right.
I'm totally going on a whim. I'm just thinking of the linebacker room back then.
Go ahead, what you got? Go with your instinct.
I remember 1 interception by this linebacker. That's why I'm going to go with him. And he was some white dude with really long hair. I want to say his last name was Lawrence, but I can't remember the first name.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, but I don't know his first name. I'm totally not even going to lie to you.
Maurice,
Was it Bruce Carter?
is that your final answer?
I guess so.
Come on, be confident with it, man. Say it with your chest. Is that,
Yes.
is it?
That's my
Because he's
final
probably
answer.
right.
All right. It's Bruce Carter. That's what I'm talking about. Reese, finally you got
Wait,
one.
but Earl,
I
who
believe in
was-
you, dog.
Who was the linebacker with really long hair? The
What's
white
up,
dude.
Bobby Carpenter.
There's no one by the last name of Lawrence with a really long hair on your team in 2014.
DeMarcus Lawrence. That was his rookie
I
year.
don't know. I'm tripping.
All right, let's get to the
But yeah,
poll
it was Bruce
questions.
Carter. The only reason why this dude was rangy, he would go in and hit you. He would cover the football. Dallas Cowboys. Jack Sanborn, hit the road, Jack. Like we have the guys now. Like we have Shamar James, we got Maurice Leofau, Kenneth Murray, Damone Clark, and when Demo's on the way. We need rangy linebackers. That's why I picked this guy, because he was one of my favorite linebackers back in the day. Shout out to him. But Dallas, get your act together. When Sanborn was gone, they played a lot better. Oh, and another thing. NFL, you think you slick. Talk about my boy Jerry, finding him for that. You need to kick the fans out for taunting them. They deserve what they got. Only thing I know, it was a bird. I'm not sure what the other jester was, but Jerry, you stood your ground. Salute to you, little man.
Not the type of bird that Maurice roots for, anyway.
No, that's not that bird.
This one don't come.
Okay,
Okay.
Earl, I wasn't going crazy. This one, Cameron Lawrence, linebacker. He was kind of useless, though, so I don't know why I thought
I
of
think
him.
he was practice squad.
Yeah, he didn't really do much. I don't know why I got him, but I've definitely seen him play before on
Oh,
your
no,
team.
I believe you. I believe you. I just wanted you to go with your instinct.
I had to go with the
but,
line. You know, listen,
hey,
I didn't
think
get
of
it,
this
but
way.
I knew I wasn't
y'all
going nuts.
knew
I
it
knew
was
there
a
was some
linebacker.
linebacker with long hair with the last name Lawrence
So-
on your team. The more you know.
Anyway, poll question. Mal, we got 2.
Okay. With Malik Neighbors out for the season, how should the New York Giants adjust their wide receiver room? Current wide receivers, free agent, trade, practice squad elevation. Most said current wide receivers, which I agreed with last week. Commanders poll question, is Luke McCaffrey the undoubted wide receiver 3 for the Washington Commanders now? Most said yes.
I say yes as well.
I say he's got to earn it.
What has
And-
Noah
and
Brown
one
done
catch-
recently to earn it? What
and
has
one-
Noah Brown done recently to earn
I'm
it?
just saying, you stack good days on good days.
That's what he's doing. He's been having good games on good games.
One great catch, I need more.
Nah, it's not just that. He's had a couple good games, man. Starting with
Keep
the
it up.
Mariota week, okay? Last
don't
3
lose,
weeks.
Don't lose the spot, then. If
Okay.
he has it, don't lose it.
Yeah.
All right, time for Eagles trivia question.
Wait a minute, we forgot a poll.
No, we
There
did
was
both
another-
polls.
Oh, we did?
The
Yeah.
one I posted last week.
Oh,
About
shoot,
AJ
we forgot
Brown.
about the Eagles poll
Yeah.
now.
Which one?
Maurice posted one at the end of the episode last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
should the Philadelphia Eagles trade A.J. Brown? People said no. Most.
That was before
Well,
this
I
game.
guess it's gonna be that headache.
That was before this game. I mean,
I think you should have asked it after this game.
Well, shoulda, woulda,
at
coulda.
least I had the
guys.
right idea, though. I mean,
Well, no, you were on point.
would I trade
You were on
AJ
point.
Brown right now? No, because you're not gonna get equal value back.
Maybe
But if he
offseason.
continues to cause a headache, something's got to be done if you want to repeat. That's all I'll say.
Hmm.
Well, it's a good thing
Well-
you forgot about that trade I gave you last week.
Yeah. Well, we do have an Eagles trivia question. So here's the question. During the 2017 Eagles Super Bowl season, which rookie cornerback had 2 interceptions during the regular season? Earl, wait. Mal.
I don't even know this one.
It's either Sidney Jones or Rasul Douglas, right?
Yeah,
I can't tell you.
I wasn't asking you. I was asking Maurice.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It has to be Rasul Douglas. Has to be.
I'm going to go with Rasul Douglas.
Maurice.
I say Rasul Douglas. I don't remember Sidney Jones getting an interception.
He did.
Okay. And Earl.
He did?
I said Rasul Douglas, but I already cracked the code last week.
Okay, so yeah. I told you guys last week that I have I've been having a theme with the trivia questions for every team since the Cowboys, right? Now, Earl knows it. I'm going to ask you guys, can you guys figure out what the theme has been with every single player for the past 4 weeks on the trivia question?
What was the answer last week? I forgot.
It was,
Last week was the
Daniel
Commanders.
Bugs.
That
Daniel
was,
Bugs.
Yeah,
Daniel Bugs.
Danny Bugs. Let me tell you the players. Actually, no, Earl, tell them the players.
It was Tavon Austin, Jeff Hosteller, Danny Bugs, Rasul Douglas. Think about it. If they can't figure it out, I'll tell them.
I know.
I'm
I
gonna
know.
let them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Riddler. I don't know what it is.
Me
Mel.
either.
Huh.
All right, Earl, tell them.
They all played at West Virginia Mountaineers.
Let's go, Mountaineers.
I would have not
This
known
is
that.
his plan. This whole time, I was just like, why is he picking these things? And something triggered. And I was like, wait, Tavon Austin. And I was like, West Virginia. He has been depressed on West Virginia. And then I was like, he wouldn't. And then I went back to look. And I was like, I was like, this dude literally chose West Virginia players. And I was thinking about, I was really interested to see what the Eagles one was. When I knew it was Rasul Douglas, I was like, man, he just.
I'll be doing this again with one of your favorite college teams eventually. One of y'all's favorite college teams. I won't tell you when it's happening. I just want to see if you can pick it up. Yeah, he
shout
cracked the
out
code.
West Virginia.
Shout
Not
out
having
West
a good
Virginia.
season,
Because
but
they need,
Yeah, they need it.
They
We suck
need it.
this year.
They need it. But
All right, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and do our outro. Mal, because Maurice did the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we want to thank you guys for listening to our episode this week. Please make sure that you subscribe to us on our social media at 14 Rings and NFC East Podcast. That would be X, Instagram, TikTok. And please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel at 14 Rings and NFC East Podcast. And please make sure you follow us along in our individual episodes. DC Football 101 with Lucas, Philly Cooking with Maurice, Barbershop Talk with Earl, and MYG Forecast with Mal. Everybody have a good night.
Peace.
Deuces.
blessings, much love.